Got a big old bag.
Big old bag of meat cards.
And you're just going to peel them open and eat them?
I'm going to have one. Are these clementines or these, in English, are these clementines, the real small ones?
I don't know what the difference between clementine, a tangerine, and I think Cutie is a brand.
Oh, shit. No, I don't know. I just know they got the big oranges and then the small guys.
Oh, yeah, which I don't even like oranges. But I like the Mekon.
They are good. They're cute. Yeah, they're cute. As I swallow them in my throat. All right, so how was work today?
It was 6 days in a row, so not so bad. And that was 2 weeks in a row, so yeah, maybe kind of bad.
Oh, damn, these taste good.
They're good, aren't they?
Damn. These ones. Oh, I'm gonna have one more. Keep talking. I'm gonna have one more.
That's why I got the Momonga, so I can have an excuse to buy fruit.
I do need to start eating more fruit and vegetables. I try.
Yeah.
Like, besides, if it's not bananas.
Bananas are good.
It's always such a goddamn commitment. 'Cause with oranges, you gotta peel them.
Or fucking apples.
Yeah.
You bite into an apple and you're like, did my teeth fall out?
Yeah, you're like
what the
damn.
fuck?
Do you know, like, don't they say that, like, fruit and vegetables are actually somewhat poisonous?
Maybe. I don't know.
I heard that, like, especially, like, the ones that grow on trees to prevent animals from eating them.
No, but the fruit is the semen of the tree, so it needs to be needs to be eaten so that they can poop it out and spread the seeds.
Okay. Well, poisonous for insects though? Maybe just the insects.
But insects lay their eggs in the fruit.
Yeah, but that's not good for the fruit.
The fruit doesn't care. It's just fruit.
Oh, the fruit cares. Like if a bird eats the fruit, it's gonna fly, spread the seeds.
Yeah, I don't know. Where did you hear this?
I think I heard from Joe Rogan, actually.
Well, don't listen to him. He tries to insert, like, oh, by the way, did you know that if you eat carrots, your legs might fall off?
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, I don't know.
Carnivore diet. Like,
I don't know. I studied carrots all my life. I've never heard of that. Well, I just read something online.
You know, this always annoys me with, like, people and, like, diets and shit.
Yeah.
Like, people that do, like, those real special diets, like, only eat meat.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
already fit people.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, is it the meat really making a difference, or are you already achieved fitness? Like, show me a fat guy that's like, I only eat meat, and now look at me. Then I'll be like, all right, but I don't give a shit if a fit person's already saying, just eat meat. It's like,
yeah, weren't you doing the what is the intermittent fasting?
Yeah. I like intermittent fasting.
But it doesn't work with our work schedules. Like, I work from 12:45, and I get home at 10, and it's like, I'm starving. I can't just not eat.
Wait. So you work at 12. So you can eat like around 8 on the train.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah, eat a shitty ass Kobini meal. They ain't bad.
All right.
So let's talk about.
Are you eating another one?
Man, these meat cons, man. Just one more.
Just one.
Listen, just one more.
Baby, it's just one more. Don't worry. I don't know if I can fit another one in. Oh, it's just one more. Don't worry.
So if you're a foreigner and you come to Japan,
eat some Mekon.
You're going to have to be an English teacher.
Yeah. Unless you're Asian, then you can work at the Kombini.
Yeah. Or
particularly Lawson.
I always see like warehouse jobs too for like the Filipinos and shit. They're like, well,
oh really?
Which I would definitely do if I could. Like,
which Filipinos in Japan are just the Mexicans of America.
Basically.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I love both.
We just calling it how we see it, man. It is what it is.
It's just when you're looking at it, it's like, oh, these are you're doing these jobs, they're doing those jobs.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're doing this job because a young Japanese person doesn't want to do that job anymore.
But a lot of Japanese jobs like rice farming. That's really tough, but I think I only see Japanese people doing that.
Yeah, probably like some shit.
But that's always like a family thing. That's always like an old man who's like, I'm 100, but I still pick this fucking rice.
Maybe that's why when you see like old people, they're all like fucking bended, inverted and shit.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that once, the 90-degree people.
Yeah, like, what the fuck you been doing, man? Damn.
But even with the way they clean is like the brooms here are tiny. You have to bend over to sweep. But like in America, it's like you would just be in your natural standing position.
It's Japan they make everything small to try
to keep themselves small.
To keep the stereotype, but they're not that short, so it's like,
well,
we want to make everything tiny.
Once they got nutrition and healthcare and stuff, normal size, basically.
No one's short in Japan. Everyone's, well,
older people are, but younger people are taller than me, and I'm 188 centimeters.
Oh, you got the
But I see young people on the train all the time, and it's like, oh, well, you just live in normal.
Dude, I see old people like taller than me. I'm like, God damn.
Who is that?
Man, all the time.
Is that Beat Takeshi?
Well, what kind of old people are you thinking about?
Are you
thinking like old?
Do you mean 40s or 80s? You're talking 40s?
Yeah, 40s.
Oh, sure. Maybe a few.
Nah, man, it's a decent amount.
I
don't know. So, all right, so back to...
Okay, working.
So you want to come to Japan. You're like, all right, what am I going to do? Don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah, the job is English.
Well, I wonder what I'm going to do. I got so many hopes and dreams.
Well, maybe I could work for a newspaper. No. You're not going to work for a newspaper.
Unless you're like... Well,
I'm a big anime fan. Maybe they'll let me voice some characters.
Slow your roll, son. Slow your roll.
There was one person in my... what is it? College Japanese course, whatever, 101, who was like, I'm learning Japanese so I can watch anime without the subtitles. And everyone was like, oof. Really? Okay.
Oh, this bad. We got a badass over here.
Yeah. So jobs.
So I guess let's talk about the jobs. I mean, there's different kinds of English jobs.
Yeah.
So first we got ALT.
Yeah, what is that? Asian language teacher? Assistant language teacher? I don't know. I only did junior high school. So that is basically you work with the Japanese teacher who knows English, and then you basically assist them.
At a school, yeah.
Which, isn't so bad. It's just fucking boring.
Yeah. I did all three: elementary, middle, and high school.
You said you like high school the best, right?
Oh man, high school was like, after high school, like I was like, it made me cool with being, what am I trying to say here? Not like I don't want to be a fucking teacher, but like I was like, all right, this is all right,
Oh, okay. Were you the teacher or did you assist the teacher?
So I would either assist a small class or I would lead a class where it's games though, not.
That's what we're used to.
Like it's fun English, nothing real hard.
Did they ever surprise you in the middle of the class? Like, do you know any good games? And you're like, what the fuck? You should have told me this before class.
We got some time. You got a game? Like, all right, I guess. Shit.
I think I came up with Hangman off the spot in one of those situations. And all the kids liked it, but I was like, come on, man. We sit across from each other in the teacher's lounge. Just tell me this.
I'm going to get them with this surprise later.
Dude, fuck. Okay. They do that, and this isn't... Well, this is about teaching. I don't know if I should save this for the racism podcast.
Too late. Now you got to say it. Well, we can bring it back up later.
It's... So basically, anytime you speak Japanese in Japan, people are like, oh my goodness. But in the middle of a class at the junior high school, the teacher just goes, foreigners can't say da-dee-doo-da-do correctly. And I was like, ooh, I'm right here.
Standing right here.
So in English, we have L and R. Those are two distinct sounds. But in Japanese, it's kind of a hybrid.
Yeah.
So they don't say ra, re, ru. They say da-dee-doo. But he said, But he said to the class, foreigners can't say ra-ree-ro correctly. He's like, they say ra-ree-ro-ra-ro. And I was like, oh, this is fucking funny.
Wait, then what happened? Did he like look at you or anything? Or
yeah, of course.
Did he make you say it?
Yeah, and then he's like, watch this guy. And I was like, da-dee-do-do-do. And they're like, oh, he can say it. But it was like, why did he think that was acceptable? What does that have to do with English? What does that have to do with English? But he was a good guy. I didn't hate him or anything. But he would do weird stuff like that.
He was English. He knew English and all that shit.
Well, he was the English teacher.
Okay.
I was the sidekick, I guess.
And where was your school at?
Kawagoe.
Kawagoya or Kawagoe?
Hey. Which means across the river or something like that.
All right.
Which I always joke around. Anytime they're like, what should we call this fucking small town? River something. I mean, there's Kawanishi, there's Kawagoe, there's like Kawabunga. Kawabunga? That's a good one, too.
Wait, can you get that? Kawabunga.
Banga.
Yeah. We're going to open a bar called Kawabunga. Oh, shit. Hold on. We just fuck this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And with AOT, basically, also, it's less, I figured this out, it's less about teaching English and more like...
Circus, sideshow, a freak show?
I would go even different than that and say, really? Like, there's not really many foreigners in Japan. Like, there's pocket, like, you're not going to see many.
You mean percentage-wise?
What do you mean?
Compared to Japanese people? Like, it's 99% Japanese, 1% foreigner or something like that.
And, like, even, like, in your day-to-day life, how many foreigners do you really see?
But I see them all the time, I feel like. And I'm like, ugh, get out of here.
I don't see. See, this is...
When you live in Japan, you become really racist.
Unless, like, you go to, like, a foreigner's bar. But, I don't see them, man. Where are you seeing them at? Are you talking about tourists or, like, actual, like, this guy lives here?
There's a lot of tourists, and then... there's a guy that lives down the street from me, but I don't really...
That's one guy, man.
I guess. There's three guys in Osaka.
Yeah, I'm talking about there is never even like a... Fuck the word big, like even a semi-sized congregation of foreigners. You'll barely see that unless you go to a foreigner club.
Or like a place that caters to foreigners who are visiting or something.
Yeah. And with that, like, even if it's like a shop that caters to foreigners, the next shop right next to there will be surprised if you walk in there.
Yeah, I know. And surely you see us outside.
And if you walk in there, like, what? So let me go back to what I was saying now. So with AOT,
yeah,
it's less about teaching English and more just like, hey, this is a foreigner.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, they're okay. You can talk to them. You can give them a cookie. You can pet them.
Yeah, you were petted, weren't you?
Wait, was I petted?
By the class.
They be touching me. I was scared. That's for later.
They have the strength of 10 gorillas.
But yeah, that's so you're basically just a representative. They don't.
Okay.
Because they have the Japanese teacher, and the Japanese teacher's like, "I'm gonna teach you the real shit for the test." Just right, yeah. You know, this foreigner's okay. He's not a crazy killer or rapist. Even though I hear some crazy stories about some guys in AOT doing some weird shit.
I heard one story about a guy, but what did you hear?
Well, on that site I always go to, apparently, one of the newest stories I heard was, so this AOT teacher, he would, like, go to the kids. I think he was high school.
Oh, okay.
And he'll be, like, talking about, you like games and stuff? And so he'll be showing, like, pictures of games or something on his phone.
Okay.
And then the next picture will be, like, his dick.
Ooh, how did they get in there?
And that's exactly what he would do.
Okay.
He'd, like, act surprised that it happened. But it was obviously planned.
Yeah. See, That's why I never show them my phone. Even though I've never taken a picture of my dick, I'd feel like it would somehow be on there.
Like, I don't got no time for nothing popping up. Or I might send you a random Snapchat and you'll be like, God damn it.
Better save this. Ooh. But I always do like when you cross the road and you're like, look left, look right. I do that if I'm going to show a picture. I'm like, swipe left, swipe right. Okay, there's nothing bad on here. In case they grab it and like, fling, fling, fling.
What's going on here? Oh!
Okay, so there's one guy doing weird stuff.
Yeah, so there's some other shit too. All right, let's go back to I was talking about AOT is not jet.
We learned that in the last episode, which you should watch because it's highly informative and hilarious.
Yeah, and to get an AOT job, was yours through a dispatch company?
Yeah, which when I was researching them, it was like use these people to get a visa and then leave. Yeah. Would you say that's the majority of those?
Yeah.
They take half of your money.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
The BOE pays them to use you, and then they're like, well, this is our fee for getting you a job. And it's like, every month? Yeah. You're taking a fee every month?
And that causes confusion because, like, when you go to the school, sometimes, like, the real Japanese teachers, people talk, so they know, or they have an idea that you're getting paid a certain amount.
Yeah.
But if you're an AOT, you're kind of like, come in, you could leave earlier, you don't do all that extra shit.
Yeah, but a lot of...
So they're looking at you like, who's this motherfucker getting this check?
Yeah. And
you're like, guys, like, I'm not making that kind of money.
Right. They think you're making the same as them or more.
Yeah.
But, it's really annoying because the company cares about you make us look good to the Board of Education.
Uh-huh.
But they don't give you any slack, and they might help you find an apartment or something, but they really don't give a fuck about you.
Dude,
you're a burden to them almost.
Shit, what was it? It was a hurricane maybe 2 years ago in Osaka. It was for sure coming. Everyone's preparing.
Yeah.
My dispatch company's like, wake up, go to work as usual. We won't know nothing yet. I'm just say, fuck that, stay home.
Yeah.
Okay, wake up, get your ass to work as usual. I'm like,
well, tell the BOE, oh, they came in during the hurricane. They're good guys.
Yeah.
There was when I was in Kawagoya, there was a blizzard, and like my school was, it wasn't close. It was relatively close, but the guy I knew who lived already really far from his apartment, and they're like, where are you? You're not at school during the blizzard. And he's like, I'm trekking up a hill with my bike. I'm not even halfway there. It's a blizzard. And they're like, get your ass there.
This is his company or the
school? Company.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy, man.
The schools don't care.
The schools don't give a shit.
But the company's like, you're making us look bad. And he's like, it's a blizzard. Like, I can't get there any quicker.
And they will, with dispatch companies and AOT, they'll, on top of them taking half your fucking check.
Yeah.
They will nickel and dime you for every goddamn...
Oh, dude, I have a great story about this.
Yeah.
So, why? I had to go to the post office for something.
Yeah.
And,
it was on a weekday.
I think I lost my wallet and I needed a new cash card or something.
You lose your wallet quite a few times.
I do lose my wallet, and it's always in Japan. I don't know what's wrong with this country. But, so, this company gave us 2 vacation days. It's pretty good, right? In a whole year? 365 days? 2? Oh. You live in the high life, right? So, I had to go, and they're like, oh, we'll send a guy to pick you up, and he'll drive you there. So you can leave work 15 minutes early, and he'll drive you to the post office to get this before it closes.
Yeah.
Because the post office in Japan closes at like 3?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Okay, so he picks me.
Let me add into your story.
Okay.
There's so many days where we're not teaching or doing shit that you really could just fucking leave.
Where it's like, I could have just walked there myself. And then walked back and then whatever. Go on. Well, this story has kind of 2 parts, so I'll kind of So he drives me there.
This is a guy from the dispatch company?
Yeah, he was really cool. He used to live in America.
He was a Japanese guy?
Yeah, he was a Japanese guy who just had a nice car and would just drive people around town.
Hey, all right.
So he drove me there. We did all the paperwork and stuff. And then we left. And this was 15 minutes out of the day. When I got my paycheck, they docked me like 2 hours worth of work or something. So we were supposed to get about $2,000 a month, but they were like, "Well, you left 15 minutes early, so now you're getting like $1,800." It's like, whoa! So I could have just taken the whole day off and not been docked any money. But you didn't tell me that. You said, "Oh, just leave early. Just go ahead. It's cool."
Oh, motherfuckers!
Part 2 of this story is not about them, but it's about a very confusing thing. Like, so I was there on a Friday afternoon to get this thing processed. They're like, "Well, it won't be processed over the weekend, so we'll process it Monday morning, and everything will go through, so you can get your card." And I was like, "Okay." And they're like, "But it won't be processed over the weekend, so why don't you come on Monday instead?" And I was like, "Well, why would I do that?" And they're like, "Because it won't be processed over the weekend." And I'm like, "But why wouldn't I fill it out now? Why would I waste one day to not fill out paperwork and then waste another day?"
Yeah, that's weird.
To come back and fill it out in the afternoon to get processed Tuesday instead of you just processing it Monday morning. And I still don't understand
like,
what.
And
even the Japanese guy was like, "I don't know what they want you to do." And I was like, "No, go ahead and just do it now. And then it'll process Monday morning while I'm at work and can't process it. I can't fill out the paperwork from work. Just do it then." But
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
This really needs to be like typed out so you can read it and be like, "Oh, what?
What the hell?"
It's so confusing. It's hard to explain. But I told him, like, "No, just do it Monday morning, not Monday afternoon when you want me to come back." So that's part 2 of that.
That's wild.
Just living in Japan, there's so many things where you're like, what is going on here?
And also, with working in Japan, one for Japanese people, one silver lining is that they get bonuses.
Yeah.
And these bonuses apparently could be quite nice.
It's Christmas and like July?
Yeah. Now, if you're an English teacher, I have never seen a bonus yet.
Well, okay, I'm about to disagree with you.
Oh, you motherfucker. Go on.
My company used to do those for foreigners.
The ALT one?
No, this current one.
Okay.
They used to do it, but foreigners would get their bonus check and then split. So they're like, "Well, we'll pay you more per month, but you can't get a bonus, like a biannual bonus."
Shit.
So I guess I don't know. It probably doesn't equal out. I don't know.
There's nothing like that nice lump sum, though.
Yeah. Like, that is nice.
Like, you can do a lot with like a lump sum of money.
Yeah, it's what, like $200 or something? But yeah, but we used to get those, but I guess so many people quit. So I kind of understand from their perspective, like, these foreigners are just going to leave.
Make it teach them better, motherfuckers.
But it's like, you should just treat us better. Pay us more anyways. Treat us better.
It's like, you're the company. You have to do something. You have to go first. Like,
it's like, why is everyone leaving?
It's like, well, we just can't trust these people. It's like, you're the company. Like,
also, dude, the managers, they just split whenever they feel like it. I feel like at my company.
All right. So, that was ALT. Let's go to the next thing then, which is Ayakawas.
Well, hold on.
Oh, wait.
Would you... I don't know if I should do this now or later. I'll probably forget. Would you recommend ALT work? Like, if you come to Japan and you're like, which one should I do? Would you say people should go for that kind of job?
Yes. But for each year, it's getting lower and lower, meaning that you'll get paid less money. You might not get...
Daijobu.
These Mikans, man. in my throat, man. Like someone just jizzed in there.
How many have you eaten? Is that your third one?
That's my first one, man.
Oh, shit. Down. I mean, there's a lot of peels on the ground.
It just looks like.
Or did I leave those there?
I think you left.
Oh, okay.
I actually prefer AOT because you can do if you have other stuff to do, you can do it.
Oh, that's true.
Whereas the other ones what we talk about is it's kind of hard to do other stuff.
Okay. Plus, with ALT, you get the national holidays with ALT you get national holidays. Like randomly they'll be like, all right, next Monday you don't come to work, and I'm like, oh, am I fired? And like, oh, no, nobody's coming to work. So they give a lot of those.
Japan has a lot of holidays. I mean, it's an older country if you.
But really it's like I feel like they're like, we gotta cut down on the suicide somehow. There's Mountain Day. Add a Mountain Day to it. This is a Watermelon Day. Just add a Watermelon Day.
But yeah,
Japanese people,
I would recommend AOT.
Japanese people don't even know the holidays.
They're just like, what?
They're like, I'm off work. I'm going to the park, getting drunk, eating bento.
Okay.
Okay. So you would say you would recommend it to some people.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just the companies fuck you over monetarily.
Yeah, you might have to get a part-time job.
And it's just so boring.
If you don't have anything else to do, you'll be bored. Have something else to do.
The kids are fine.
Yeah, they are, right? And you don't have to connect. I mean, you don't have to like be all up on them.
Yeah, and they honestly like you better, I feel like, than at a Eikaiwa job.
Yeah.
Because at an Eikaiwa, it is literally just, I'm here for your money. I'm going to teach you stupid shit, and then you leave hating me. But at the school, you're like, I don't give a shit. Like, hey, what's going on?
Right.
So, okay. Next would be Eikaiwa.
All right, Eikaiwa. And there's different kinds of Eikaiwas. There's adult. I mean, there's adult. There's usually adult or kid.
Right. Okay. Mine does mainly kids, but it has some adults.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the last few years, so many companies are springing up. Like, hey, we also teach English. Can we get your money?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why anyone would sign on for those. Okay. This is something I do not understand about Japan. Okay. They will pay money to talk to a foreigner, but if you're like, hey, do you want to just hang out later? They're like, oh, no, I don't think I can do that. It's like, but you could get free English. Like, we could talk whenever you want and not for a 45-minute lesson that costs $200 a month. Like, come on.
Like, you possibly, I mean, you can't really learn much in a 45-minute forced conversation style. Like,
and that is... a good point. Yeah. It's so forced.
Like if you really want to learn, just kind of just have to hang out with somebody and be like, all right. All right. So let me explain. You never done like a solo, just like adult Eikaiwa, right?
Oh, strictly adults?
Yeah.
No, I only have like 4 or 5.
Yeah. Well, strictly adult Eikaiwas fucking suck.
Those would be what? Nova. GABA?
GABA.
Ito.
So many. There's like a lot of small ones now too. And how that works is basically there's like you get paid by the lesson.
Yeah.
Between like $18, $20 if you're lucky. And so basically for 50 you come in and your lesson's like 50 minutes.
Okay.
And sometimes there's a textbook, but it's mainly just to be there to... it's actually... it's just you just to be there to...
So you don't have coronavirus? Did you take your temperature this morning?
It said 40. And 40 degrees Celsius. I don't know how to do the conversions, but...
Oh, that'd be great if it's 40 Fahrenheit. It's like, oh shit, are you okay?
Nah, but like... 37 Celsius is bad. You didn't get the joke. Come on, learn your Celsius, Chris.
No, I got it.
He ain't get it.
Okay, wait, what were we talking about?
All right, so
you get paid by the lesson.
So you get paid. So you gotta do a 50-minute lesson.
Yeah.
Sometimes one person, sometimes 4, and basically there's maybe a mini textbook, but it's mainly just a talk and you just get Oh, you just get so many carry, and you have to do. Fuck. All right, in a day, you have to do like 8 lessons.
Would you say they're pretty engaging conversations?
No.
No. Really? Wow.
Yeah. So you have to do 50 minutes of pretending you like somebody.
Dude, that's the fucking worst.
Of non-engaging conversations.
Where you're like, what do you do? Office? Job? And?
Yeah, it's like, you're coming here to speak, man.
Yeah,
speak.
You're paying me. What do you want to talk about?
And then you get a 10-minute break. After the 50... After, like, giving your... If someone's sucking your soul, you get a 10-minute break. And you gotta do it again for 50 minutes.
Is this person interesting?
No. Maybe even more boring.
Oh, God. Why?
And sometimes they act like they don't even want to be there. And you're just like, but you pay.
But these are full-grown adults? They're not like
These are full-grown adults.
Whoa.
It's like, why are you here then?
Well, the reason these exist is because people did not study when they were teenagers. And they're in a job that says, hey, we really like it if you know English. Uh-huh. So then they have to go, oh, well, I'm studying on the side.
Most adult ACOWs are just so someone can say that they're studying. Yeah. Every once in a while, you'll get like a really dedicated person. Then I just feel bad. I'm just like, dude, you gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, if you want to really learn, you should go.
Yeah, I had someone. This was a boring family. I had the whole family. I had the teenage son who was probably the most boring person I've ever met. It was literally like, what do you like to do? Video game? And you're like, oh, like a Nintendo Switch? No. Like PlayStation? No. Okay, well, what do you do?
Like, what?
Cell phone game? And you're like, oh, wow, this is awful. You're like, well, what's the name of it?
Beat the shit out of this kid.
He's like, it's called Puzzle Fighter. I'm like, oh, God, what do you do? So I would pull out my phone, like, can I fucking look it up? How long is it going to take me? 30 seconds to look up Puzzle Fighter? That's 30 seconds.
That's the frustration of working at Ayakawa.
Yeah.
And we're laughing, but picture not laughing.
Yeah. And then the mom was like, I want English lessons too.
I want to learn that too.
And I was like, hey, boo-boo, teach me some English.
And there's also, with adult Ayakawas, there's definitely a sex factor. But let me explain. Let me explain. So the male student, the Japanese guys, definitely want a female teacher.
Oh, yeah. The females don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're just like, whatever.
And the females, they'll either take a female to have that girl talk, or they want to see someone like they can possibly have sex with. Now, everyone's not, it's not no bone fest. Don't get that out there. Nah. But you do sense like there is some like, sometimes like sexual tension.
There are a lot of like married women who just want to talk to like a younger man, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
There was one lady, this person's also really fucked up. They had a husband and 2 kids, and they were just like, I hate my husband because he comes home at midnight drunk, and then he wakes my kids up and plays games with them. And I'm like, what? Why are you telling me this? And she's like, I don't like my life.
Yeah, okay. This is a thing. Most of the students are boring, but you will get some students that just lay it on you like you're their fucking therapist.
Yeah, that's true.
You're like, yo, this is an English lesson. Like, you are laying shit on me. I'm like, you need to go see a therapist.
But that's kind of because, like, in Japanese, you're not really allowed to show your emotions, really. So I guess they're like, well, if I speak English, I can tell people my problems.
Yeah, sometimes they think if you speak English, apparently you can act like a whole different person.
Which,
like some shit doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah, which like I've heard that before. Where, like, people who speak different languages have different personalities, like depending on which language they're speaking. I'm the same. Yeah. Like, I don't fucking change my personality. Nope. I just know in Japan I just kind of talk less, maybe, or I'm like, maybe I shouldn't say anything.
But I have noticed, even like, have you ever met like an American person that they'll or just like a foreigner that's not Asian, when they speak Japanese, they'll like try to take on this Japanese accent,
this persona.
But here's the thing: this persona or accent they try to take on, it's very pussy.
Yeah.
Very beta.
Yeah.
Like it's not like normal talk. It's like oh my god, sorry. I'm like, you sound like a fucking bitch.
But they also don't even get it right half the time. Which I'm like, I just talk normally. I think mine's better than yours.
Yeah.
Like
I had this one guy. I was speaking Japanese. He was like, a foreign guy. Notice this is a foreign guy. So I'm like, what? He's like, the way you speak Japanese, it just sounds very American. And I was like, let me hear you. First, he couldn't even speak it. So,
oh shit.
So I was like, all right, well, you can't even fucking speak it. And then what he would do, it was like, sumimasen, moshowama. I'm like, you sound like a fucking faggot, man. Is that your image
of Japan? Yeah, they pick out certain traits and they're like, well, I'll just do this. And it's like, well, people don't really sound like that.
And that's like when a Japanese person goes, well, I know English. Let me be fucking reality TV show asshole. That's your image?
The worst version of that is the girl who studies abroad in California, and then she comes back like, totally, I studied abroad, and now I speak perfect English. And you're like, what? Like, you don't speak like this normally. Yeah.
Then you hear them speak to someone else, person in Japanese, it's completely different.
Yeah, like, and it's like, so this is who you want to be, but you're, I don't know. Yeah, I find I find most people annoying, but I guess foreigners who try to be their image of a Japanese person, I find really annoying.
Yeah. Deep stuff. All right, so now, shit, man. There's like so much more. I'm rushing through because I could actually bitch about adult Ayakawas for a long time. But let's go to the next one.
What's the next one?
Children Ayakawas.
Oh.
And there's two kinds. There's your kind, which is like class by class adult style, right?
Right, yeah.
And then there's the daycare style.
Yeah. Both, I would say, are pretty popular.
Yeah, and they're both definitely the biggest money makers.
Oh, yeah, dude, they make so much money off of us.
They make a fucking bank, man. All right, so tell us about your children Ayakawa. I don't even know where to start. I know it's so much.
It's not so bad, except for I have to do it at a company. If it was at my house, in my bedroom, you're just teaching kids. Songs and dances.
Chris, 3.5 meters back.
Songs and dances.
In my house for just
hello. No.
Would you fuck me? Yeah, I'd fuck me.
Fuck it, nanny.
Oh no! You start playing that song from American Psycho. It's hip to be square.
Oh yeah.
We just Chris just watched that recently for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the kids are fine. It's the parents that I'm like, just fucking why? And then the company where they're like, but I think it might just be my company and my manager in particular are a special case. So it's more like, can I just teach the fucking lesson? If it was just okay. Here's the problem with teaching in Japan is, if I could just teach, that would be fine. But there's all this goddamn shit like, well, can you do this? I think you should do this. It's like, just fucking, you paying me to do it. Get out of my face. But it's whatever. There's good kids, there's bad kids. I don't give it.
So you have this setup where it's like 50-minute classes?
45, and then for privates 40. So they're getting screwed even harder.
And how you get like a 10-minute break?
5, which is not enough time to take a poop.
Yeah. And then this just goes on like for 8 hours.
It just goes on and it doesn't end. I don't want to talk too much about like what you do and don't do. It's just a whatever job. For the first 2 years, it was the same thing as the ALT, where it was like, what am I even doing? Do the kids even get anything out of this? And then at some point, I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's basically it. Just like you just go. Eventually, you just go. I don't care.
The point when you actually don't care is the point where you start becoming a better teacher.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. This is exactly true, man. Like, like when you care and actually like trying to connect and try, you're like, this ain't just working out, man.
Yeah, and the thing this was also going to come up in like the racist podcast, which we might not even need to do now. For some reason, these companies, well, Japan in general, wants to promote the idea that foreigners can't comprehend Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And then they're like, can you answer the phone for me? And it's like, in English? Like, no, fucking do it in Japanese. It's like, but there's people watching. And sometimes the kids see you speaking Japanese, which in the classroom you have to be like, I'm fucking stupid. I don't know. Konnichiwa. Yeah. And then you're like, yeah. Chris Des, and then they're like, oh, you completely understand, and you're speaking Keigo, like, whoop.
Yeah, like across all the jobs, they want you to act like you can't speak not English, like how you basically what you say, like not only can you not speak Japanese, but you can't even comprehend it.
Yeah, it's like these people are so stupid. They can't understand what a word means.
Yeah, and then like that's so weird. 'Cause it's like, all right, so you want me to teach someone another language, and you want me to act like I don't have any language skill? Like, why would someone come to that teacher?
Yeah. Which, when the kids are like, but you don't speak Japanese, and you're like, well, it would really be beneficial for them if I could show them, no, it goes both ways. Don't worry. English is hard. Japanese is hard. Yeah. Let's connect a little bit. But the companies are like, just speak English only. It's like, but they don't respond to that. And the Japanese teachers certainly don't use all English.
Nah, like recently there were some kids crying and they were having big problems. And so like the Japanese teacher's like, what's wrong? And then eventually she's like, just switch back. She's like, nani daijoubu, nani daijoubu.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when the shit hits the fan, you need fucking Japanese. Let's stop bullshitting.
It would be the same in English if you were teaching. If you were teaching Japanese and you're like, daijoubu desu ka? Right in their face, and they're like a 2-year-old and they're like crying, and then you're like, hey, are you okay? And they're like, oh okay.
Yeah, like seriously, all right. Daijoubu. Hey, what the fuck's wrong? Did someone touch you? No? Okay. Daijoubu.
Yeah, but it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, I don't give a shit anymore. But that's where the ALT position works better, because when you're not teaching a class, you can just speak in Japanese whenever you fucking feel like it. This is fucking funny. When you did it, did you have to eat lunch with the kids, or did you eat with the teachers?
Some schools I had to eat lunch with the kids. Some schools I got to eat by myself. Some with the teachers.
By yourself?
That was the best.
By yourself?
That was the best.
They didn't even let you eat with the Japanese adults?
Oh, no, I could, but...
but they allowed you.
Yeah, they would allow me to
I thought they were like, go outside.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Sit under the stairwell. But yeah, for mine, they were like, well, we want the kids to have an extra chance to learn English, so you're going to have to eat lunch with them. And I'm like...
That's so annoying.
Why? Let me eat with the adults. This is weird. You don't have the art teacher. We can paint in the mashed potatoes. Like,
and here's the thing, they just want to eat their fucking food.
Which after about a week I noticed, and I was like, well, fuck it, we're doing Japanese from here on out. And then they started liking me better, and they're like, this guy's cool. Yeah. So it's ridiculous. They have these really bizarre things they
get up on them, while they're eating.
It's like first of all, nobody wants to speak English while they're eating. This is the one chance they get to relax.
It's like when you're like out to eat and you have that pushy waiter that's always asking,
hey, can I get you some appetizers?
He's like, I'm fine. It's like, hey, are you alright? I'm fine. That's how it is. Like,
can I refill your tea?
Are you okay? What, speak English? You're like, chill the fuck out, man. God damn.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
We were talking about the lunch and...
But for my school, it was like, for certain classes, there were kids who were good at English, and they wanted to speak to me. Yeah. But the teacher that was like their homeroom teacher that ran the class, they were like, this table looks full. Go sit with these kids who hate English. And I'm like, why? Just fucking move somebody around. Like, nope.
When you sit there, they'll be like, Ego Kidai!
There was...
I'm like, God, can I please move somewhere else, please?
Yeah, there were certain instances where it's like, can I just scoot over there? But there was only one time where I really tried, like, they refused to connect with me. Where I was like, I'm even speaking Japanese, but they're like, ugh, I don't want to talk to you.
All right, so let's get this. Time's going dong. So let's get this last Eikawa out. This is the preschool kid one.
Yeah.
So basically this one is the one I'm at now, it's like through the morning to like 3 o'clock. It's preschool with heavy English, and it's like so much bullshit work you have to do.
What do you mean?
Because, like a preschool, you can let the kids run around and just do little things here. But, to get that extra money from the parents, you gotta fucking shell out.
Dude, yeah. That's the main problem with these kind of jobs is they have to convince the parents to keep paying them. Exactly. So they have to say, look at what we're doing.
It's all the business. They don't care if you can learn English. This is actually for some Japanese people. They don't care. They like it if you don't learn English. Because then you have to keep paying.
Right.
I don't know, maybe that was... just one point. They don't give a fuck. they just want your money.
They don't give a shit about you.
Which, hey, I mean, coming from... Hey, I'll get that check. Fuck it. Because...
Well, that's the part where you quit caring, where you're like, well, I can just get paid, and then maybe I can help. Because I'm not helping anybody by caring. When you care about, I really hope this kid's learning. Some kids don't learn. Some kids are naturally good at language. It doesn't matter. The parents
just might not follow this company's style, this company's syllabus, but they want you to cram it down their throat anyway. Yeah,
this is how we teach. Like, fuck.
But I have I'm at my job now. There's a new guy, and he's coming in with that.
Wait, aren't you new?
Yeah, but this guy, he's new. Now he's the new guy.
Oh shit! So you're the senpai?
I guess
Suck
so.
my dick.
And now he's coming with this high energy, like, I love the kids. Hey, we'll do.
Is he new to the country?
Nah.
Really? Because that you lose that like 3 months into the job.
But sometimes, when you first start the company, you have to play it up.
Yeah.
I can tell he's a goofy guy, but I can also tell, like, he's like, hey, I love the kids.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The company's like, we don't give a fuck if you love the kids. Just teach. So now he's in that mode right now where he's, like, being too much.
Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, just cut back, teach the lesson, and tell these kids, and get your money.
Yeah, it is weird because the company...
the way he was being, like, in my class, he was sitting there and he was being goofy, like, too goofy.
Oh,
and he kept playing with the kid.
Where it's like, it's not even funny anymore.
Yeah, and then, like, a mom was literally like, because you can, they're at this one, they're allowed to watch the lesson, which is like...
Dude, they just stare through the window.
But this one, this mom had that bitch look to her.
Oh, okay.
And she was looking, I was like, she's going to fucking bitch about this. I knew it.
Yeah.
I don't know yet, but she had that furious look, like, this nigga is... he's a white guy, but she's like, this motherfucker is joking around too much.
Oh, that's cool. You can say that.
That's funny.
We're all from Africa.
We all from Pangea. Come on now, everyone chill out. You about to say something?
Yeah. The way they, it's so fucking weird. The way they promote the Japanese teachers are, we're stoic. We will teach your children English, and then they're like, and we also have these fucking goofballs. Bring in the clowns. Da, 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 da. Hey, do you know how to juggle? Kids love juggling. And then like, but then
your kid will pass the test with our Japanese teachers, and they'll have a party time with this board. Shots.
But then like when you when you fill you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm a clown. So you fill that role, and then like, you're being a little too silly. You should really tone it down a bit.
Can you tone down the clown shit? Tone down what you
want me to be? Yeah, it's that's the part where you're like, well, I guess I don't have to care anymore, because it's like, if I do my job correctly, I get scolded. If I don't do my job correctly, I get scolded anyways. Like, it doesn't matter what you do.
I told you that story about that second. This was my ALT days. My first one was a high school, and that was just, and there was a high level high school too. So
okay, private school.
Yeah, it was just great, man. It was just
where you're like, hi, how are you? And they're like, fine, thank you. And you're like, oh, wow.
And they gave me my space and my privacy. And so I was feeling that after that contract had ended.
Yeah,
I was still so hyped that they're like, oh, well, we don't have the high school contract, but you can do this middle school and elementary school. And I was like, okay, maybe it'll be the same thing. It wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
And like, I came in, I was like, okay, it's younger kids. So I came in more goofy, and the Japanese teachers complained about that all the time. I'm like, wait, that's my job to be a fucking clown.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, fuck it. So I just cut that shit out and got serious and hip podoo.
So would you say people should move to Japan to teach? I don't know.
The goal is to not teach, but
the only other option is a kombini.
But if you're trying to do anything, even with us of our podcast, you gotta get here.
Right. Yeah.
And
they're stingy with the visas.
Yeah, so it's a necessary evil.
Yeah, I guess the best job would be is if you were rich already and then you taught once a week.
Yeah. Come here, do what you gotta do. Get the visa, but don't become complacent with teaching.
But don't come because you like anime.
Oh.
That is not going to work in your favor. But a lot of people
Japanese, go ahead.
A lot of people I meet aren't even really into that. So I'm like, why are you here? Like, people working in Japan, you're like, oh, do you like anything Japanese? They're like, no, I just work here.
Most people come either for the image of Japan or the pussy. Let's stop bullshitting.
Yeah.
Oh, don't look at Japanese girls. You here for the pussy, man. Which that's not easy to get. That's another misconception.
But that's a society thing. They're the same as American girls, but in Japan they really push this whole like, oh, you can't even talk to people of a different gender. But in America it's like, fuck whatever, just talk to whoever you want. But here it's like, if you're a girl and you talk to someone who's a guy, it's like, oh, maybe they're about to get married. But that's changing. You see young girls and they're like, well, you are exactly the same as an American. Like,
that's another podcast. We'll talk about the pussy in another podcast.
I mean, that's a fourth of the title of the podcast is the pussy.
Oh, Japan pussy. And we got this is the money part, so we got to talk about the pussy next.
Yeah. All right.
So there's still we're
talking about it now.
Oh no, I'm just talking about the whole teaching. This is just a surface scratch. We need there's gonna be more videos. I think we'll do more in depth.
There are
we just scratch. We really just like scratch the surface.
In 1 month of teaching, you get an hour's worth of stories.
Yeah.
So, well, let's just cut it off here.
All right, yeah, I gotta take a shit. There's something
I got pee too.
All right, you pee first.
Well, we can do it at the same time.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.